So my boy EvilDoUsHarm is tweeting Blade and Soul. I've kind of known for a while he hasn't really been playing, but now he's kind of like officially saying, he's not making videos. I think most people would know that he switched over to Black Desert, but this is kind of his official statement. So I want to check it out and watch it. And hey, free contest. So let's do a little reaction, see what he has to say. I'd love to hear his points, and let's check this out. Here we go.
Hello, what is up guys? EvilDoUsHarm here today with what will likely be the final Blade and Soul video on the channel until Unreal Engine 4 releases for the NA.
Hold up. He has almost 6,000 gold? I'm gonna hit him on Discord after this, see if he can give that to me. If he's twitting. How do you get that much gold? Alright, anyways, let's watch the video.
EU versions of the game. And quickly, before we get any further in this video, this is not meant to be a bashing video. This isn't meant to be OMG stop playing Blade and Soul in 2020, worst game ever, OMG OMG. This is simply going to outline the reasons why I am no longer creating content for this game since about March of this year. I have absolutely no hatred or angst towards this game. This is the game that got my YouTube channel started, so I'm eternally grateful to Blade and Soul and the game itself. I would love to see it flourish in Unreal Engine 4. However, these are the reasons why I have stopped making content for this game. So the second you land on my channel, the first thing you're going to notice is that every single video is pretty much catered towards a beginner player in various MMORPGs or other types of games, giving them tips and help to try and progress and get involved in the game when nobody else would be there to help them.
Yeah, EvilDoUsHarm is basically like the new player guide guy. Like, he makes the best guides out there. Like, for Blade and Soul back in the day, when everyone was still making videos, Echogen was the dungeon, raid mechanic guide. I'd watch all his guides when I did the dungeons and raids. Kroby just had really good commentary, and he had like the podcast type thing with the Tea with Kuro he used to do with all the other YouTubers. That was fun. And then you had EvilDoUsHarm with all the new player guides. And then you had me, who just kind of did I did patch notes, I did a little bit of guides, and then I mostly just ranted about stuff I didn't like, or I would make videos just sharing my opinions on things. That was kind of my lane, but it was really fun when everyone had their own lane. But yeah, EvilDoUsHarm definitely is the new player guide person. That's why he's doing so well in Black Desert, because everyone wants to learn how to play the game better, get into it, and he does those very well. So
this has been my channel goal for the last 7 years. For every single game I've ever played has always been, how can I help somebody get into a game? And with every single patch that comes to Blade and Soul, more and more items get added to the cash shop, more and more RNG upgrades are added into the game, like this new weapon enhancement system that goes all the way down to a 5% chance of success at the later stages. And basically all of your progression can be done by spending cash in-game. There's all these RNG boxes, all sorts of different things that make it really, really difficult for a new player to get into the game. Couple that with the fact that there have been consistent...
Well, it's really easy for a new player to get into the game. You just have to pull out your credit card, go to bladeandsoul.com and just spend a couple $1,000s and you're good. You're already at mid-tier gear by then. So that's all you gotta do. Just, drop a couple $1,000, go pay your rent, and you're fine.
Nerfs over and over between gold income on dungeons and other things like...
Don't do that. Pay your rent, please.
Like that makes it really, really difficult for a new player to get in. So I am finding it more and more difficult every single time I try to make a video for Blade and Soul. How can I help a new player advance in this game? It's just not really set up for a new player advancement in the game at this point, in this moment in time.
Yeah, in 2020, Blade and Soul is not new player friendly really at all. I mean, in the past it wasn't that much either, but they had better stuff going for it. It's really been teetering more into the pay to win this whole year. It's just pay to win. Removing ways to get gold from daily dungeons, making weekly challenge even harder to do by adding 7 you have to complete now to get the regular rewards. Just stuff to just make it more annoying. Stuff that makes you, supposedly in their idea, make you want to spend money in the cash shop, but most people just quit the game because it's just annoying. Like, I don't even do 7 weekly quests anymore. I just do 4 or 5 and then just call it a day, because it's just so time consuming. They just keep making these changes that make it harder for a free-to-play player or someone just trying to progress in the game without spending a ton of money. So he's definitely right here, and it's such a shame because it really drives away so many players that could be, having a big population for Blade and Soul that could be here around the corner. I mean, the game is really great in terms of action combat, graphics, story, music, but NCSoft doesn't get that, I guess. They just only care about the wallet and the money.
The second big thing is that I've always been holding on for the Unreal Engine 4 release of Blade and Soul. So as you know, Unreal Engine 4 released February-March timeframe of this past year. They put out a...
Am I the only one who thinks Unreal Engine 4 is not coming out? Let's be honest. I think it was just that mobile Frontier server and that's it. I don't even really think it's coming out. We haven't heard anything since February. All we got was a Frontier server in Korea. I really don't even think it really exists, honestly. Like, I would be very shocked if it actually still exists. I can't be the only one that feels this way. Like, I just don't think it actually exists. It's just I feel like it's just not gonna happen. Um, and yeah, I just don't think it's gonna happen, honestly.
A whole bunch of videos, a bunch of people were streaming it, and it didn't go so well. There were a lot of people who just rage quit during the live streams, tons of crashing on people's live streams. And since then, there have been consistent updates to the Frontier server all
Yeah.
the way for the last 5 months. This is the Plan C, the Korean website's patch notes list for the Frontier server. You can get your phone out and use Google Translate on it with the images if you really don't believe me. The third major angst of mine, and probably everybody in the community, has been the poor performance of the game as we've progressed further and further as it's gone along in its lifetime. I remember back in 2017 when I first started this game, the performance was actually pretty solid. I was actually playing this on a laptop and it was running just fine.
That was me too. If you guys don't know, when this game first launched, I didn't have a desktop computer. All I had was a crappy laptop and a wireless mouse, and I had a mouse pad. And I would like sit at the kitchen table at my parents' house because I was still, I think, like 18 at the time or something. I play at the kitchen table and I sit there and like have like crappy laptop, and that's how I would play Blade Soul 2016. And literally, the FPS was not that bad. I remember I could play on the laptop perfectly fine. So somewhere along the line, the game's optimization just got worse and worse and worse. I think it was when third specialization Blade Master and like the whole Awakening update. I think a lot of that made the performance even worse. It kept getting worse before that, but that was a really big indicator. I remember when Blade Master third spec came out. I feel like everything just got worse from there on, and it just kept getting worse and worse to the point where now you're in Mushin's Tower and you get like 10 FPS, 15 FPS just because there's a lot of people there. It's absolutely ridiculous.
But as I progressed into more and more gaming computer rigs and whatnot, like I'm getting 40 FPS in this general area with like 2 people here, and you can see the stuttering and the
40
frame rate
FPS,
drops
that's
and all that.
impressive, bro.
It's just not good.
Oh,
On
that's
top of that, the
impressive.
ping has always been an issue, so I'm just standing here. We're not doing anything and just reloading my gun. I have 160 ms ping. That's ridiculous. That's super high for any type of action MMORPG. Comparatively, I was playing League of Legends last night and I had 27 ms ping, so it's definitely not my ISP. Yes, the server is located about 1,000 more miles from me, but that's just double the distance still, so even if you tripled it, it would still be 70 ms, and I'm getting 180 now that I'm complaining about it. It's getting mad at me. So the performance of this game has been deteriorating, and it doesn't seem like anything has been done to try and improve the
Nope.
performance of the game.
Nope.
So it's another point to my channel. It's really, really, really hard to convince someone to play a game when you have a beginner-oriented channel when the game doesn't really perform spectacularly.
Sure it is. Hey guys, do you want to play a game that has a very low population? The performance is total crap. If you actually want to get any gear, you gotta spend a ton of money on it, and it keeps getting worse every update. So you guys want to play that? It sounds really fun. You know, it's free to play.
But the final point that has pushed me over the edge as far as being able to make content for Blade and Soul are going to be the earnings releases from NCSoft as well as various other game publishers, and you're going to see a pretty stark difference in the performance and the direction that all these different companies are going in. So if we scroll down the first quarter earnings report for 2020 for NCSoft, you're going to see that they actually did really, really good. They actually went up 37% quarter over quarter. They had an amazing quarter first
They're
quarter.
making money.
Their profit was up 71%. This was an amazing quarter for NCSoft. But if we look to the breakdown by game, you can see that the super majority of that money all came from mobile games. 75% of this company's income came from mobile games. So now if we take a look at that 25% that's left over on the PC Online game section, look for the dark gray that's Blade and Soul, and look at quarter one of 2020, you will see that that actually only makes up under 3% of their entire sales for the company. And this gets even worse when we go ahead and look at the breakdown by region. Once again, the NAEU region only represents 3% of the entire.
We're 3%. I don't know why they don't care about Blade and Soul. It's literally nothing. If they lost Blade and Soul tomorrow, it literally wouldn't do anything to them. That is crazy.
Sales for the company. So if you take the fraction of PC Online game sales that represents Blade and Soul and multiply it through by the region total revenue for the NA and EU regions, you're going to get that you come out to about 0.5%. And this isn't a perfectly accurate number, I gotta say, because the mobile game difference is very stark in the NA and EU regions, and the majority of the stuff comes from the PC version. But generally speaking, you're somewhere between 3% and 0.5% of the entire sales for the company breaks down to your Blade and Soul section here in the NA and EU regions.
No.
So it becomes really, really clear that no matter how much you complain as a community, or how much I complain as a community, or put out videos saying that, hey, this is bad, there's no incentive.
Hey. Take a shot at me, bro? You know that's what I do. That's all my content nowadays. You say, this is a bad update. This is a bad update. That's what I do every single video I make. But hey, you know, at least my viewers like it. They like to listen to me rant. But yeah, he's definitely right. They don't listen at all. And since Blade and Soul is so insignificant in their profits, not really surprising. Basically, I'm just kind of complaining to myself because no one's ever going to listen.
For the company to go ahead and make any changes whatsoever in the game. It's 0.5%. And with a huge 71% quarter-over-quarter operating profit increase driven by insane mobile game sales and decaying PC online game sales, it seems pretty easy to me as to why they could care less about what happens with the 0.5% NA/EU regions.
Why would they care?
Pump out some cash shop item stuff, try and make some money, and if it dies, it dies.
Yeah.
It's such an insignificant drop in the bucket when compared to all of these other things on their finances. Now, if we take a look at the earnings release from Q1 of 2017, 3 years ago, and coincidentally when I started playing Blade and Soul, was absolutely loving it, and great content and patches and all sorts of
Blade and Soul was doing good.
Out, we will see some interesting changes.
This was when Blade and Soul was doing good.
So first of all, Blade and Soul, as a game itself, ends up making just under 20% of the entire company's finances. 20% of the company was Blade and Soul. 3 years ago.
It's doing good.
Compared to less than 3% right now.
Wow.
That's absolutely insane in the amount of drop-off that they've gotten, followed by increases in mobile games, of course. If we look at the sales breakdown by region as well, the NA region, NA/EU region, made up about 12% of the company's total sales. So from that 3% that it's at right now, it was 12% before this. So you can see there's been a stark drop-off in player base on the NA versions. The Blade and Soul game itself has dropped tremendously in the amount of money that it makes the company, or rather the portion of its portfolio that it is. So once again, it becomes pretty clear as to why there's been a stark drop in the quality of content that's been coming out to the game. And frankly, based on the huge...
Because Blade and Soul makes them no money anymore. It's 3%. Like, they don't care. Literally, the game could die tomorrow, and I don't even think they would know. They'd just be like... What happened? Did we lose a little bit? Like, did we lose like a couple of cents, a couple of pennies? Like, they wouldn't lose any money. It's 3%. It's actually crazy.
Sales increase from mobile games that they've had on their game. It seems pretty clear to me anyway that NCSoft is transitioning to a more mobile game company rather than PC-based games. And how could you blame them? They have amazing statistics off of their mobile games. Now we're going to take a look at a competitor in the MMORPG space, Pearl Abyss, who is most notably known for Black Desert Online. So if we look at the Q1 of 2020 revenue,
all their game is Black
the
Desert.
same time frame we're looking at with Blade and Soul and NCSoft over here, you will see some interesting numbers right off the bat. First of all, 90% of the company's revenue is from Black Desert. They are heavily invested in it, and they are...
Wait, what's the other 10%? Because I literally don't know them from anything other than Black Desert. I didn't even know they had other games, honestly. I thought they're just all Black Desert.
Making the majority of their money from Black Desert, as opposed to NCSoft and Blade and Soul, where it was only
3%.
like 3%. 90% of this company is into Black Desert. Then the next big, huge, stark contrast is going to be the revenue by region. The NA and EU regions in Q1 of 2020 netted 42% of the company's total revenue. So not only is Black Desert making the most money, but the NA and EU regions are a huge chunk of it compared to like the 0.5% for Blade and Soul and NCSoft. So they are very inclined over here at Pearl Abyss to make sure that the NA and EU player bases are happy.
Should I make Black Desert videos? Guys? Should I make Black Desert videos? I'm not saying quit Blade and Soul. Should I make some Black Desert videos?
Happy. So the next bar chart over here is the revenue by platform. Compared to NCSoft, who are making 75% of their money from mobile games, about 54% of the revenue for Pearl Abyss is from the mobile games, the rest of it from a mixture of console and PC. So it's still not a perfect distribution for PC players, but it's a lot better than if you look at the NCSoft portfolio. So anyway, guys, I do have to apologize for those of you that absolutely love my Blade and Soul content. I promise you I will be back when Unreal Engine 4 finally does release on the NA and EU version, because
Bro, you might not never come back. Just Unreal Engine 4? I don't think it's coming. Maybe 2021, but I don't really see it coming. So you might never come back, Evil. I'm sorry.
I absolutely love Blade and Soul and would love to see it with some better graphics.
I love it too.
Hopefully, fingers crossed, some better performance. Anyway, guys, if you did like this video, if it's going to help you to make some decisions about your future MMORPG gaming, please do let me know in the comment section below. Also,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. I like it. Obviously, that's my boy.
you think about all of this. Do you still think Blade and Soul is an amazing, fantastic game? Do you think I'm completely wrong? Do you have a completely different take on this?
It's okay.
Let me know in the comment section below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I will see you at the next live stream, the next YouTube video, or wherever I happen to see you.
Anyways, I appreciate you guys watching the video. We're gonna miss you, EvilDoUsHarm. Hopefully come back eventually. And maybe I should cover Black Desert a little bit. Anyways, appreciate you guys a lot. Like the video if you liked it. Like EvilDoUsHarm video if you liked his video. And that's very confusing, but I'll see you guys in the next one real soon, and I'm out.